Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss thermal conductivity. The rate of heat transfer through a unit thickness of the material per unit area per unit temperature difference is known as the thermal conductivity. The thermal conductivity of the material is the measure of ability of the material to conduct the heat. A high thermal conductivity indicates that the material has good conductor of the heat, and the low thermal conductivity value indicates the material is having poor thermal conductor of the heat. Now we are going to see the examples of the thermal conductivity. Diamond has thermal conductivity 2300 watt per meter degree Celsius. Silver has thermal conductivity 429 watt per meter degree Celsius. Gold has thermal conductivity 317 watt per meter degree Celsius. Now glass fiber, it is 0.043 watt per meter degree Celsius. Now these different materials have different thermal conductivity. So the glass fiber has lower thermal conductivity. It is the bad conductor of the heat. So that's why it is used as an insulation material. And copper has, we are finding copper has thermal conductivity 401 watt per meter degree Celsius. So in our daily practice, where we have required the thermal conductivity, we are using the copper material. Now see, these materials are in the pure form. Suppose we have two materials having higher thermal conductivity, and we prepare one material by combinating these two pure metals or materials. Then the combination does not give the higher thermal conductivity. Let's see one example. Copper has thermal conductivity 401 watt per meter degree Celsius, and nickel has thermal conductivity 91 watt per meter degree Celsius. Though these have higher thermal conductivity 401 and 91, the composition of 55% copper and 45% nickel, it produces the constant ion, which has thermal conductivity 23 watt per meter degree Celsius. So we found that, and the conductivity of gases such as air vary by the factor from 10 raised to 4 from those of the pure metals such as the copper. So we discussed the first property, that is the thermal conductivity. Now next we are going to discuss thermal diffusivity. Thermal diffusivity, here we are finding the thermal diffusivity denoted by letter alpha. A material, we are finding heat conduction upon the heat storage. The ratio of both these quantity gives you the thermal diffusivity. And we know that heat conduction is the K and the heat storage is equal to rho into Cp. Now we found that Cp is the specific heat in joules per kg Kelvin or degree Celsius. Heat capacity, this is the heat capacity per unit mass. Rho into Cp, which gives you the heat capacity in joules per meter cube degree Celsius. And alpha is the thermal diffusivity. Now a material that has the high thermal conductivity or low heat capacity will obvious large thermal diffusivity. The larger the thermal diffusivity, the faster propagation of heat into the medium. A smaller value of the thermal diffusivity means the heat is mostly absorbed by the material, and the small heat amount capacity is, we are finding that it is the conducted further. Now at room temperature, we are seeing some of the example. Silver 149 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter square per second. Gold has 127 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter square per second. Glass pool 0.23 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter square per second. So we have seen the property thermal conductivity and the thermal diffusivity, and what is the relation between both these tools? We are finding that a material that has high thermal conductivity or low heat capacity will obviously have large thermal diffusivity. So this is the relation between the thermal diffusivity and thermal conductivity. So this is for today's lecture. Thank you very much.